Hi, I'm Charlotte. About a year and a half ago, I did an interview with Dr. Robert Rogers on his blog talk radio for Parkinson's recovery. And since then, I have had a lot of new information that I would like to share with everybody. There is the original blog talk link on this page. You can click that and hear the original one that I did a year and a half ago. And there's also another video on this page that'll have all kinds of information about all the new things that I have learned over this last year and a half. There's thousands of people that come to this page every month, and I'm wanting to give you new information as well as what I was starting with a year and a half ago. There's been some major breakthroughs, as well as me just getting direct contact with a bunch of different people on a bunch of different ailments, things such as Parkinson's, Tremors, essential tremors. I have customers that go to neurologists who haven't quite figured out exactly what it is, the ailment that they're targeting, and I'm getting relief for them as well. MS, fibromyalgia, neurodegenerative diseases in general. I have people working with PTSD, anxiety, depression. The list goes on and on. So there's a lot of things that I think that a lot of people would benefit from, and there's a lot of information that I want to get out to you. If this is something that you're interested in and you're not getting all of your questions, I really want to talk to you directly, and I want to offer you a free consultation. You can set up an appointment. There's a calendar on here where you'll be able to set up whatever time is convenient for both of us, and we can chat. Like I said, it is a free consultation. There's also my email address here, so you can email me directly and we can answer questions for you. I say we because there is me and my team. There's a couple other people involved that have different information about different things in general. I definitely have been working with a lot of customers over this last year and a half, hundreds of different people with different ailments, and people nationwide as well as worldwide. So I definitely want to help and answer any questions you might have. Like I said, thousands of people on this website every month, and that means you're looking for information, and information is something that I think that I can provide you. So if you have questions, please email me or call me and set up that time, and I would love to speak with you. Hi, my name is Charlotte, and today I'm going to talk to you about the difference between full spectrum, pure CBD, and hemp oil that you can buy at the grocery store. So we'll start with the grocery store items. What you can buy at your local Fred Meyer's, Whole Foods, Walmart, what have you, Vitamin Cottage, is hemp oil that has been refined strictly from the hemp plant. It is going to contain very, very small amounts of CBD and other cannabinoids, but it is not going to be anything that's actually going to be beneficial to you. It is going to be something similar to cook with, like a coconut oil or a olive oil, something like that, that's not actually going to contain sufficient amounts of any of the cannabinoids to really do anything for you. Full spectrum is going to be refined from the plant, and it's going to have all 85 cannabinoids present. This means that it is not strictly CBD. So when the bottle says 300 milligrams, it is absolutely 300 milligrams. It's 300 milligrams of combined cannabinoids, whatever was in that plant. So if they got lucky and they had a high CBD plant, then yeah, it might have 20 milligrams of CBD in there, 50 milligrams, but it's certainly not going to contain 300 milligrams. That is the major difference and misconception with full spectrum CBD products. They are a lot cheaper because they are a lot cheaper to produce, because they are extracting the entire plant, which means that it has all cannabinoids, so it's not strictly CBD. So it is a lot cheaper to manufacture, like I said, making it cheaper all around. So the misconception is that it says 300 milligrams, right? But that 300 milligrams is not necessarily CBD, which is the molecule you're going after for the medical benefits. When you find a company that has 99.8% pure CBD, that's when you're getting a pure product. That's when you're going to get all of those milligrams are going to be CBD. When you come across a product that shows you that they used a cold rolled press, that means that 99.8% pure CBD, that 0.2% is water. It's H2O. So there's no harsh chemicals in it. That means that it's extracted pure, natural, organic water, ice, nothing harsh that's not going to be beneficial to your body. So then that 300 milligram bottle now means that 99.8% of it was CBD is CBD. So you're actually going to be able to absorb that in your body, and it's not going to be full spectrum. So that's when the CBD will make a difference and it'll actually work for you. So that is the major differences between your full spectrum, your pure CBD, and your hemp oil, something that you buy at the grocery store. Hi, my name is Charlotte, and I'm going to talk to you today about the differences between THC and CBD and using CBD for benefit reasons as far as medical, such as Parkinson's disease, tremor, anxiety, depression, neurodegenerative diseases. I get questions a lot about whether or not you can just smoke pot, and if you find something that has high CBD in it, something like Charlotte's Web or Harlequin, there's a couple other strains out there that have been bred to have high CBD, low THC. And a lot of times the answer is no. THC has been shown to heighten your anxiety, which when it's dealing with neurodegenerative diseases, specifically tremors, essential tremors, and Parkinson's, the anxiety will increase your symptoms. And a lot of times that will increase the tremors that you're experiencing because of the anxiety. So the benefit would be to find something that is strictly CBD and not THC related. The major difference is that the THC is the psychoactive chemical in marijuana and also found in hemp, but the CBD is not psychoactive, so it doesn't get you high. It's the medical compound. It is what helps deal with the anxiety. It deals with pain. It's anti-inflammatory. It's used for arthritis, seizures, anxiety, depression, PTSD, Parkinson's. The list goes on and on. I have customers that have used it for acne, for psoriasis, eczema, just hundreds of different things. But the THC is actually not the medical compound when it comes to hemp and marijuana. It is CBD. So although you can find strains that are high CBD and do allow people to be able to smoke pot recreationally or medically with the CBD and the THC content, a lot of times it doesn't affect their anxiety. But when it comes to neurodegenerative diseases, what I have found with my research is that the THC oftentimes does not help. It makes it worse. So it is something I want to caution you about as far as when you're looking into THC versus CBD. The other thing that's extremely important is that if you're not in a medical state, you need to find something that has no THC in it, because that's going to allow you to have CBD legally in your state. And there are a number of companies that do that. I have found that I have customers nationwide as well as worldwide that are using CBD because it has no THC and it is extracted from hemp, so it's completely legal with no THC present at all because they're taking just the CBD molecule out, and there's information about that as well. So that's something that I feel like is extremely important to know the difference and what is actually going to benefit you. Hi, my name is Charlotte, and today I'm going to talk to you about dosage as far as CBD and my research that I have found with Parkinson's. So when I first did my interview with Dr. Robert Rogers on the Blog Talk Radio, I was not really sure exactly where people should start taking CBD. I knew that you needed at least 5 milligrams to get things started. And what I have found is that most of my customers take the 300 milligram bottle that I have, and they take anywhere between 6 to 10 drops a day. Now, the 300 milligram is important because in a 15 ml bottle, it comes out to one drop has just about 1 milligram of CBD in it. So that 6 to 10 drops is going to be 6 to 10 milligrams, which seems to be the sweet spot. That's what I call it. That's what my Parkinson's customers call it, because that seems to be where they're finding their relief. So I definitely encourage, if you have questions, to call me, and that's where the free consultation definitely comes in, because I want to work with every single person individually to figure out what works best for you. I have some customers that 6 drops, it works perfect. Others that are more on the 10 to 20 range. So it can range anywhere. Specifically for everyone is different. So that being said, the 6 to 10 is great because I have customers that will take anywhere between 3 to 5 in the morning and 3 to 5 in the evening. If you want to split it up, that's fine. Have some that take it just in the morning. It definitely depends on your mobility, your metabolism, and what you're doing throughout the day. Sometimes you're burning a little more energy, so you might want to break it up. If it's a day that's calm, you might be able to just take it in the morning. Something I definitely suggest is that you take it separately from your medications and your vitamins, which is something you should do anyway. Make sure it has ample time to absorb. I like to take mine first thing in the morning just so that my body can get it going, moving through my system. The dosage seems to be perfect right around that 6 to 10, like I said, and you can break it up or not, and that seems to be what's working great for my customers. Hi, I'm Charlotte, and today I'm going to talk to you about a very special subject, a question that I get regularly, which is, if I start taking CBD, will I be able to stop taking the medications from my doctor? Or if my loved one starts taking CBD, will they be able to get off these medications? A year and a half ago, when I did my original interview with Dr. Robert Rogers, this is something that we touched on, but I didn't answer fully. And at that time, it was because I didn't feel like I had complete educated experience to give you an answer. The answer that I definitely have now is speak to your doctor about it and make sure that you don't go against what your doctor thinks that you need to be doing. But I definitely want to say that I have seen customers be able to stop taking pharmaceuticals and use CBD and get more relief from CBD than they have gotten over the years that they had taken different kinds of pharmaceutical drugs. So it is something that is extremely positive, and I'm very excited to keep working with a lot of my customers. I definitely have some neurologists that have been recommending my CBD to their customers, their patients, because they have seen their patients take my CBD and have great results with their neurodegenerative diseases. I actually have a customer who has Parkinson's and recommended it to one of their friends, who then went to their doctor and had shown great improvement. And the improvement was so wonderful that now she has started to recommend us, and now we actually have a few doctors who recommend us because of this. People are getting relief from their anxiety, their depression, their mobility, and their tremors, which all around are neurodegenerative disease symptoms, not just Parkinson's, also fibromyalgia and MS. Customer who was completely bedridden from their fibromyalgia using CBD and was up out of bed within a couple days. So these are definitely positive things that we are seeing over pharmaceutical drugs. And I'm glad that we are getting doctors on board who are seeing exactly what it is that CBD has the benefits of doing. So I wanted to answer that. As far as the answer is that it is potentially possible for you to stop taking medications. Obviously, please speak to your doctor about that. You don't want to go against anything that could be, detrimental or could cause issues. Definitely keep your doctor in mind. But I know more and more doctors nationwide are becoming more open to the fact that CBD is out there and it is helping people. A lot of them don't initially recommend it, and that has a lot to do with the FDA, because CBD is still classified as a dietary supplement, so it can't just be recommended as something to help. However, if you speak to your doctor about it, a lot of doctors are very interested in finding CBD that has no THC in it, that is legal nationwide, that you can take, especially if you're not in a medical area. If you are in a medical area, there's even more doctors that are seeming to be more open about it. You just need to speak to them. So I definitely recommend, if you're interested in CBD, emailing me, scheduling an appointment so that we can have a consultation, speaking to your doctor about it, and I look forward to speaking to you about this. Hi, my name is Charlotte, and today I just wanted to go over some awesome testimonials that I have gotten over this last year and a half working directly with customers. I've helped hundreds of people nation and worldwide, and with the amount of thousands of people that come on this page monthly, I just wanted to give you some really great testimonials and information from customers that I have worked directly with. So without further ado, here is some great information. So I have a customer in Nebraska who started taking CBD, was taking a 300 milligram pure CBD, was getting relief very quickly. Within the first month, she had complete relief with her tremors, where they were down to the point that they were almost not there. That's huge. And within the first couple days, she was getting better sleep, less anxiety, and less pain in her knee that she had had surgery in a couple years before that. Within a couple weeks of taking CBD, she saw a difference in her mobility, in her metabolism. Again, her sleep was a lot better, less anxiety, and her tremor started to decrease. After a full month, the tremors, like I said, had gone down significantly to the point where they were almost non-existent. So that is someone that is experienced extreme relief from CBD very quickly. I have a customer in Texas who had kind of a little bit of an opposite situation. It took a lot longer for him, but he started with the 100 milligram, was taking, about 6 to 10 drops a day, like the sweet spot has been, but that's 6 to 10 drops on a much lower scale because it's the 100 milligrams. So every 3 drops was 1 milligram. So he was definitely taking a much lower dosage. And we spoke regularly, weekly even, about how he wasn't seeing a difference, things weren't changing. And within 2 months, so just about 2 bottles, all of a sudden he called me one day and said, it worked, my tremors are gone. And we're about almost at a year now of his tremors being so significant that he has been riding his motorcycle and will be making the trip to Sturgis, which is very exciting, something he thought that he was not going to be able to do anymore. So those two are great examples of how quickly or how long it can take based on the amount of milligrams that you're taking, based on your metabolism, your mobility, how blocked your receptors are. The receptors in your brain for cannabinoids can be blocked, and taking CBD can take a little bit longer for certain people. So those examples are things I love to go over just so that you can see a major difference. I talked about neurodegenerative diseases. I have customers who see a neurologist who are not actually diagnosed with Parkinson's, tremors, essential tremors, or Lyme disease. And I say those four because they all have very similar symptoms to them. And I have a customer specifically who has not been diagnosed with any of these, however, sees a neurologist because he has very wide spectrum symptoms that are definitely neurodegenerative. And he has gotten relief from CBD as well. One of the things that he told me recently was that his family members have told him how happy he seems, how happy his face is, that for years he has had a sour look on his face because of the amount of pain that he's in, and he no longer has that. This summer he took 2 cruises, one back to back, one with his lovely wife, and then the next one with his family and his grandchildren. And being able to be out on a cruise and not in pain, I'm sure is something that he hasn't experienced in a long time. So that's got to be great. So those examples are awesome as far as neurodegenerative diseases and benefits with CBD. I also mentioned things like fibromyalgia, MS, arthritis, all of those. I've seen a lot of benefits using CBD on a oral, like sublingual level, as well as transdermal cream. Using a transdermal cream is awesome because it's going to penetrate all layers of the skin and allow you to absorb it right at the area that you're having problems, not just arthritis in the hands, but the knees, feet, having pain in the lower back, that kind of thing. So CBD is great for chronic pain as well. Something that I also mentioned was PTSD, and I have had a number of customers that I have helped with PTSD. I have worked specifically with PTSD as far as migraines, as far as nightmares, flashbacks, that kind of thing. And CBD seems to be working great. The receptors seem to help with the damage that has been done with the PTSD. And something that I have found throughout my research is also that CBD is repairing nerve damage in the brain. And with a lot of research, there's been a lot of studies showing that PTSD is brain damage, and is nerves that have been damaged while people were at war or experienced an extremely traumatic situation, and that CBD is able to combat that and help fix it. So I'm hoping that research will continue and we'll be able to show that CBD can cure things like this. Right now, it's just a dietary supplement, but we are definitely seeing major things happening with it. So I will have more testimonials on this page and on different pages that you can check out. And I would love to speak to you if you have questions. You can definitely set up an appointment on the calendar book here. We can talk directly about how it can help you, how it can help your loved ones, things that you might have questions about, interests in. So definitely look forward to speaking with you, and I can't wait to answer questions for you.